You are born in fire, not metaphorically, literally. The birthing chamber is hot enough to boil wine. Your mother's lips are cracked. Your father is smiling like a man who thinks legacy is more important than survival. A dragon shrieks somewhere above the Red Keep. Your first lullaby is a scream. Congratulations. You're a Targaryen, not just royalty, myth in the shape of a baby. A living coin tossed between greatness and complete dragon-fueled insanity. Your mobile isn't a stuffed animal, it's the charred skull of a fire-breathing death machine. A relic from a dragon so old it has no name, just a whispered scream in the archives. Its teeth are longer than your arm. Its eye sockets are hollow voids staring directly into your cradle. Its presence is not comforting. It is not cute. It is a threat, a reminder, a monument to everything your bloodline is capable of, and everything it has already destroyed. The Handmaid's Whisper. They don't sing lullabies, they recite bloodlines. They don't smile. They watch you like you're a candle left too close to a curtain. You haven't blinked in an hour. You stared back at the skull. No flinching, no fear. Just quiet recognition like you've done this before. You're 3 months old and already terrifying. You try to make sense of your family tree. You really do. You're 10, eager, bright-eyed. Someone said you're next in line, and that sounded important. There's a giant chart, a royal tapestry, 7 books, 2 meisters. None of it helps. Half the names are the same. Aegon the First married both his sisters. Maegor the Cruel murdered most of his wives. Baelor the Blessed starved himself into sainthood. There are cousins who marry uncles, aunts who marry nephews. Entire generations where the family tree looks more like a Mobius strip wrapped in wildfire. Even the sane ones ended up exiled, poisoned, or devoured by their own dragons. You're just next in line to either fix this mess or make it worse. They call it riding school. No classroom, no instructor, no safety net, just you, the sky, and Varmax. Wingspan like a castle roof, eyes like glowing coals, breath like death. His scales shimmer like molten armor. His roar is low, ancient, and patient. Like a god that's waited centuries just to see if you're worthy. You're 11, barely tall enough to ride, just tall enough to die dramatically. Your palms are slick. Your heartbeat is louder than the wind. Every part of your body says run, but there's no running from this. Behind you, the Dragon Keepers whisper bets. One of them folds his arms, shakes his head. He doesn't think you'll last 5 seconds, but Varmax lowers his massive head and waits. And suddenly, you're not scared. You're something else, something worse, hungry. You're 14, old enough to ride a dragon into battle, too young to drink wine in your own name. You're a prodigy, they say, a golden hope, a beacon of promise in a blood-soaked dynasty. So naturally, they've decided to use you like fine parchment, valuable, disposable, and already spoken for, to your cousin, or your aunt, or possibly your niece. The options are ranked by how politically advantageous and genetically questionable they are. None of them include love, or comfort, or the ability to finish puberty without signing a betrothal contract. One of them smiles at you in the garden once. You smile back. An entire council meeting is called the next day to discuss the strategic implications of eye contact. You thought being royal meant choices. Nope. You're a Targaryen. Choices are for commoners. You can't sleep. The walls whisper everything you're not allowed to say. You sneak out. Your dragon, Varmax, waits. They can chain your crown, marry off your name, but they can't stop this. For hours, you are no one. Not a prince, not a pawn, just a soul on fire. You return before dawn. No one notices the soot, but you know you were free. A royal feast. Everyone smiling too hard. 3 visible daggers. That's low for a Wednesday. The food is rich. The wine poisoned, or might as well be. Your father's laugh is too loud. Your aunt's smile doesn't reach her eyes. Your brother, bold, reckless, and just drunk enough, raises his cup and says you'd make a better ruler. Your mother doesn't flinch. She just lowers her fork, carefully, slowly. Later that night, his dragon, usually docile, claws through the stable doors and nearly takes his head off before the keepers intervene. Coincidence? Maybe. Probably not. In your family, loyalty is conditional. Vengeance is tradition. Your father tells you the truth. Not in court, not with banners, but here. Beneath the Red Keep, where the air is thick with dust and the bones of kings. About Aegon's dream, the song of ice and fire. A darkness from the north that will one day sweep over the world like a second long night. He doesn't look like a king when he says it. He looks like a man haunted, like he's been waiting years to hand this burden off. Like he's not even sure you'll survive knowing it. Only a Targaryen can stop it, he says. Not with swords, not with dragons, but with sacrifice, with vision, with fire that remembers who it was before it learned to burn. Only one of you. And now, it's you. You win the game, the throne, the crown, the weight. It comes with fanfare, fire, and 500 eyes watching your every breath. You barely hear the cheering. You feel the iron beneath you shift, cold and cruel, like it's testing you, like it remembers every ruler who sat before and bled just the same. The Iron Throne cuts you, not by accident. It's meant to. A sharp lesson dressed as furniture. A reminder, you are not its master. You are its occupant, temporary, replaceable. The crowd gasps. A dramatic pause ripples through the hall. Somewhere a court poet is already composing a ballad called "The Day the Throne Drank Blood." They cheer, but their hands stay near their swords. The sound is thunderous, but it's hollow. A rehearsed ovation from people who know the pageantry better than the politics. They chant your name like it's a prayer and a warning all at once. Smiling mouths, calculating eyes. Every noble here has a backup plan in case your smile turns into fire. You're not ruling, you're performing, delivering lines written in blood, blocking scenes staged in shadow. You bow when expected. You nod at threats dressed as compliments. And all the while, the crown digs deeper, and the show never ends. Not until the dragon screams. Not until the city burns. Not until your name becomes another tragedy they pretend to revere. One breath, one moment, one mistake. History melts. The bells ring, pleading for mercy. And you almost listen, for a heartbeat, for half a breath. You hover in the sky above the city, high on dragonback, staring down at rooftops and marketplaces and lives you were meant to protect. And then something inside you snaps. Quietly, finally. A thread pulled too tight for too long. They called you a savior, then a threat, a queen, then a monster. You give them what they feared. You stop pretending to be anything else. Your dragon senses it. The shift in your blood. It doesn't wait for a command. It obeys the silence. Flame pours from its throat, and the first street vanishes beneath a wave of heat and light. The fire is not clean. It does not choose. It burns soldiers and mothers, bakers and rebels, all the same. You feel every heartbeat extinguish in your chest, and still, you don't stop. You ride the dragon lower, closer. You scream, maybe in grief, maybe in fury, maybe because there's nothing else left. Windows shatter, stone melts, shadows vanish. Somewhere a statue of your ancestor collapses, face first into rubble. Somewhere a child's toy curls into ash. This wasn't the plan, but it is now the story. You don't speak again that day, not even to the survivors, not even to yourself. They called you the hope, then the threat. So you became one. You walk through ash. You see the doll in the rubble. You say nothing. They made you a god and forgot that gods burn things. Another child is born. Another coin is flipped. Heads, glory. Tails, madness. But the truth? The coin never lands. It just spins. In fire. Forever. You were born a Targaryen, so yeah. Good luck with that.